it kind of helped them advance. I mean, do you think this was a conspiracy?
Gotta go with Jacob Butter. Gotta go
No,
lefty.
we're talking about the players. That's tournament champion into the podcast.
There he is, right there.
Oh, he doesn't even know how to watch. Go to youtube.com and search Down Lane Podcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Down Lane Podcast. We are streaming live from the lab at Town and Country Lanes. I'm your host, Kyle Haines. This is the assistant to the host, Anthony Scaccia. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts on YouTube. Not even sure what else to do. What else do you do? Oh, share with your friends, right? Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Email us at downlanepod@gmail.com.
They like my hat. Thanks, everyone.
Dude, we love your hat.
That.
This is Anthony's big fishing hat. Is this a new one or is this
This is not my fishing hat.
Or your beach hat?
This is my beach hat. This is for you, Mitch, down in Jacksonville, Florida.
Little shout out to Mitch down in Jacksonville. Nice. Don't forget to comment to us during the show because we always like to chat with you guys, answer some questions, you name it. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about some local tournaments as we always do. A little bracket update, our little March Malarkey bracket showdown between some PBA players. And then we're going to be talking about our main topic of the show, which is practice with a purpose, which we took some video of Anthony doing some practice drills and then talk about why it's important to practice, etc. How was your week this week?
It's a great week this week.
What's so good? When you look at me like this, you actually look like an Amish person.
I know. I was thinking the same thing, to be honest with you. I look like an Amish guy.
I
Like,
want
I
to call
gotta
you
go to work.
Jedediah or something. I don't know what to say.
I need more beard.
Yeah,
But
true.
yeah,
I
it was
expect you to
great.
have like suspenders and like rolled up jeans.
That's next week. Don't give it away. No, it was a great week. We're basically full for nationals. We're like 40 strong.
Very excited.
So that made my week great because recruiting is basically over. So that was great. It's 78 degrees outside.
Oh my goodness. I'm wearing shorts. I know people can't see, but I'm wearing shorts and it is awesome. Bowling in league in shorts tonight and I'm freaking excited.
No, it was great. So I was like, yeah, got to break the hat out.
Yeah.
Viewers are going to love it.
And they do. That's all they're commenting about. It's, oh, Mitch, it was 91 degrees down here today. Thanks.
78 is good.
Yeah, I'm happy with 70 because then I don't sweat too much. It's a nice, very comfortable day. T-shirt.
Still a long sleeve shirt day for me.
Nah. It's T-shirt outside for me.
I'm with you, Mitch. 91 in humidity any day of the week. Twice on Sunday.
Okay. For me, though, this week, I have to say thanks to Anthony because I was practicing a little bit. I actually, speaking of practice, actually, I've been for a couple weeks now, I've been trying something new with my arm swing. And it's been kind of working, but kind of not. But then the other day, Anthony was like, at the foul line, you've got to try something. And that something, which was like my spine angle, just like really locked it in. So I think things are coming together. We're going to be bowling in a tournament this weekend in Connecticut. And like, got my high hopes. Hopefully I'm not disappointed, but we'll see how tonight goes. And hopefully I'm not like really disappointed. What do you think?
I just hope you don't get disappointed because I have to drive with you.
Or maybe I have to drive. We'll see.
Yeah, last time you went, I came in 11th out of like 250. So, yeah, I'm going to do the same thing, and you can drive home again. And I'll take a nap.
I also have to say that you had a good week, too, because if everybody notices the wall behind you, it's almost half empty or more. So you had a really good week.
Yeah. Everything
you couldn't even keep the stuff on the shelves.
Everybody's it's kind of interesting end of the year, and I'm still drilling like it's beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So we'll see how everything goes the next few weeks because, like we said, this weekend we're 3 months away from Vegas. So that's our guys should be getting ready or planning what they're going to bring or planning what they're going to drill now. That way we're ready to go.
But we also have some big tournaments coming up here too. Between a state tournament that's coming up.
State tournament, yeah, starts in April 17th and goes until May 16th. Down at our family center, our sister center, whatever you want to call. It's Boulevard Bowl down in Schenectady on Erie Boulevard. Make sure you get your team in. There's also doubles and singles. Stop by if you need a entry form. Let us know in the Gmail.
We utilize this as kind of like a practice, if you will, for nationals. The shot's not nearly as hard, but getting the teams together and actually using the format as a way to practice and get everybody together, bowling in competition.
Right. Getting the competitive juices going, getting us together. Basically giving us that competitive feel without just being like, we're practicing.
Exactly.
Which we haven't done much of.
Right.
But that'll be kind of, I guess, the starting point. See where everybody's at, because it's a little bit of a harder shot.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Got to make teams first.
Yeah, we're working on compiling the teams as we speak. And then some local action that went down this past weekend, the Donato Scratch Singles. We talked about that last week. And Phil Drum was the champion. He's from
Binghamton,
which is about
Binghamton area, I believe. Yeah, it's about an hour away.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he won the doubles up there with Ryan Galley as well on New Year's. When is the doubles? Super Bowl doubles up at Glens Falls.
Okay.
Him and Ryan Galley won. So he won another one around here. That was 3,200 for first. Congratulations, Phil Drum.
You said he's pretty good, right? He throws the ball pretty good. I mean, obviously, if he's winning these big tournaments on the hard
stuff,
pretty
good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think I've ever seen him bowl, but I'm not sure.
Don't even know if I've seen him bowl, but I know he wins.
You're familiar with the name. And then this past weekend, we also had here at Town and Country, we had the invitational tournament that we also talked about last week, 64-man bracket invitational tournament. We had a long day. That's a very long tournament, especially for the people that make it through the losers bracket and they have to bowl all the way through. It's just a super long day.
No breaks, just go.
Yeah.
Just gas, baby. Just gas, no breaks.
Yeah. A little bit of a controversy in that one with the handicap going on and some out-of-towners and whatnot, which you can give us a little bit of an insight as to how it's like running a tournament and having to get people's honest averages and whatnot.
Well, it's tough. Handicap tournaments are really hard.
Yeah.
Just because, some people don't know their average. Then you go to the USBC. USBC has no record of anything. Then come to find out this guy's 15 pins higher than what he gave you. And then you're trying to find out from the center to verify. Then you got to go back. Then is this guy, where does he bowl? How is the shot equal to here? Is it harder? Is it easier? It just makes it really hard to make a fair field, which is usually what I'm pretty good at keeping the field fair, I feel like. But this one, slipped by me a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to judge every single person that walks in the place, right? But that kind of comes into what we talked about with O'Neill a few weeks ago, where maybe not coloring the oil, but maybe having a signifier or an identifier for every bowling center that says this bowling alley is a red center, or this one's a blue center, this one's a green center.
Like golf.
Yeah, and that says
rating.
Exactly. If you average 200 at the red center, that means your handicap is X range or whatever. If you're average,
it definitely needs to be revamped. The USBC kind of has to pick up the ball on that one.
Yeah, because if you come in and you don't know the bowling alley, let's say that this person bowled at, and they say, yeah, my average is 200, but they obviously are averaging 230 here. It's hard in the middle of the tournament after they just knocked out 6 people.
That you got to re-rate them.
Re-rate them in the middle of the show, you know what I mean?
It's really hard. A mess. It really is a mess, you know what I mean? So I thought it was okay. Obviously I think things were a little bit unfair. I'll be quite honest. I thought it was a little bit unfair for some of the guys, later down the road who were, top 8. It was tough to beat said person.
Yeah.
I think he definitely needed a re-rate, but unfortunately I didn't really catch it fast enough. And there was a few other things that transpired before that made me not really re-rate him. So
not even just re-rate. The other thing too, maybe just a a scratch too. Could have done, since he didn't have an average technically in the book, he could have just pulled scratch.
Yeah. We're changing the rules as we go. So we're gonna change it to, if you don't have any
book average.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to think of like history or whatever.
Yep.
We are going to make you go scratch. And then if you're 10 pins over, you're going to have to take the 10 pins over. But then we're also going to be looking to re-rate you. They're going to have to sign a waiver. There's actually a few things I've already discussed with the guy who helps me run at gym to try and even the field back out so we don't lose the integrity of the tournament, because that's what we're really concerned with here. Because it is our higher tournament in the center,
Yeah.
That's the one that everybody wants to get in. That's the one that everybody wants to bowl in. So we want to keep it that way. We don't want to say, that's where guys come out of town and take the money.
Yeah, and speaking of integrity and integrity of the game, integrity of the sport, out in Missouri, 21-year-old Anthony Resnick.
Scaccia? Sorry.
No, nope. He broke the 9-game. What am I trying to say? 9-game total series, yeah. With a 275 average, I think it was.
Now, did
at a state tournament or something like that?
Did we get any clarification on pattern? Did we get any farther into this? Because if it was on a challenge pattern, I'll get to him. But if it was on the house shot, I feel as if the state tournament needs to be a little bit harder, because I know our state tournament has a little bit of a.
It's like a challenge pattern. I think our state was, but the last story that I read, it said that it was still being verified by the USBC, and I believe it also said that there was no information on the pattern, which is also interesting that it's a USBC tournament, no information on the pattern. But
all right, USBC, get on it. Come on now. Let's see what's going on here. Let's get it right.
Yeah, but I'm scanning the story now, and Austin, I know you brought it up. You don't see anything in there about the pattern either, right?
I see nothing in here about patterns.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, congratulations. I mean, that's still a heck of a set. That's still like 30 strikes out of 90. No. Yes. No. My math is really bad.
It's
that's like
75. It's probably
that's one shot a game you don't strike.
Yeah.
So that's nine misses out of a lot.
It's an insane amount of strikes.
Yeah, congratulations on bowling that.
Yep.
But state tournament, like to see it a little bit harder.
It's a point that I make all the time that, like, if you think about the history of the sport, look at the scores. Look at 900s in general.
36
900s. Is that what you're saying? Or 36 strikes?
No, 36 900s.
Yeah.
Close to that.
Right. So when did the first 900 happen? 90 something, 92 or whatever, 91. I forget when it was.
They threw it out.
I'm just saying. It happened in the 90s.
No. I'm just saying they threw it out.
So all 36 of them have happened in the last 20 or 30 years.
Yes.
Right. But like for 80 years before that, there were 0.
Well, right. Of course, the game was different. There was rubber bowling balls. The game was
right. That's my point.
Less striking percentage. The strike percentage was
there were more people bowling.
Yeah.
So the game has just become so easy.
Do you think it's that easy?
Yeah, I do.
So 36 and however long is still less than one a year.
But there's less people bowling and there's more 900s.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that the game is equally as hard as it was 100 years ago?
I think it's just as hard, but in a different way.
I think you're completely wrong. The averages are so much higher.
Yeah, but that's just, yeah.
I'm not saying that it's easy to
the shot has become easier as well.
36 strikes together, but
with machines and all the science we have now, the game it's not the same game, not even close.
That is true.
So,
but it's also easier.
Okay, maybe on the house shot, maybe, but there wasn't a house shot and a sports shot back in the day. It was that's it.
Yep. Absolutely. But it was still harder.
Okay. Whatever you say, Kyle, you're always right.
That's also true.
That's not true because I was right the other day.
About my spine angle, you're right. All right. Let's move on. Let's get to the bracket update because I know that's what the people want. That's what the masses are tuning into. They voted for this. They want to know.
The masses.
Yeah, the masses, the tens of people watching and listening want to know about the PBA bowlers that are moving on to the Elite Eight of our March Malarkey bracket showdown. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna bring this up. Let's get it up here. We got our let's see if boom. There we go. We got it. Here we go. All right. So I gotta read this because I can't do this on my own. I'm not talented enough.
You can't read?
I can read, but I'm not talented enough to be multitasking. Okay. So in the first match we had in the round of 16 to determine who's going on to the Elite Eight, the first match in the Legends division, we have Walter Ray versus Dick Weber with 47 PBA Tour wins, including 8 majors. He's got 14 PBA 50 titles. I mean, this is just an obvious win here. He's got $4.9 million in earnings. He made 100% of his single pin spares in 2005 and 2006 season. 475 for 475. It's insane. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Walter Ray Williams Jr. He's moving on to the Elite Eight. A round of applause. Thank you for the sound effects. All right. So then in the next Legends matchup from the Sweet 16, moving on to the Elite Eight, the next match was Pete Weber versus Earl Anthony. I thought this was a surprising advancement here, but with 37 PBA Tour titles, including 10 majors, 85 300s in PBA play up to 2018, 5 U.S. Open titles, and $4 million in earnings. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the Elite Eight, Pete Weber, who do you think you are? I am dropping F-bombs all over the place.
No lefty love. No lefty love there. A little upset.
Why? You thought Dick Weber was going to win?
I'm pretty sure I voted for Pete Weber.
Not Dick Weber. I'm sorry. Earl Anthony. You thought Earl Anthony was going to win?
I mean, I wish he won lefty love. Yeah. I can't wait for the lefty bracket. I bet you $1 million lefty wins.
All right. Oh, I gave it away. All right. Well, in the next match, we had Jason Belmonte versus Kyle Troop. It wasn't really a giveaway because this one was pretty obvious. He's got 24 total titles, $1.8 million in earnings. Out of 195 events, he's got 164 cashes, 7 major titles, 5-time player of the year, and 4 times he was the high average. That's Jason Belmonte. Moving on from the Sweet 16 to the Elite Eight in Simonson versus Svensson. He's got 8 titles, including 2 majors. Won the Bolero Elite Series for $100,000, and he's currently got $700,000 in wins. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Anthony Simonson. All right, moving over to the lefties.
Would you count that as half lefty love? Because he has a regional win backup ball?
If it makes you feel better, then yes.
Hey, there we go. Lefty love. All right. Now we are in the lefty bracket, right?
All right, moving on to the lefties right now. So we got Parker Bone versus Jacob Butterf. This was an intense match right here. But we got the guy moving on to the Elite Eight, has 35 PBA Tour wins. Obvious who this is. 3, including 3 majors, 4 PBA 50 wins. I don't think Jacob Butler's bowling on the PBA 50 Tour right now. And $3.1 million overall wins. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker Bone III advancing to the Elite Eight. In the next matchup, we got Rhino Page versus Patrick Allen. Again, another surprising advancement in my personal opinion. 13 tour titles, including 2 majors, 30 regional tour titles, and $1.5 million in earnings. Moving on to the Elite Eight, Patrick Allen. That's right. The really old picture, blurry, couldn't find a better one. Patrick Allen.
I mean, looks great. Looks like he's still in shape. Looks like he's ready to rumble.
I think that picture's like 15 years old. I couldn't find a better one.
Oh, geez, Kyle.
I'm sorry. All right. So moving down to the righties division, Norm Duke versus Bill O'Neill. Again, this is an obvious one based on the information here, but with 40 PBA Tour titles, 7 majors, 50 PBA 50 titles,
5 PBA 50
Sorry,
titles.
5 PBA 50 titles. Thank you for the correction because I can't read. And $3.6 million of earnings on tour. We got Norm Duke moving on to the Elite Eight over Bill O'Neill. Man. Were you surprised by that?
Yeah.
You thought people would vote for our boy Bill O'Neill?
Yeah, he was on the show. Are you kidding me, people? Vote for Norm Duke? What the heck?
Give us some Bill O'Neill love. Like, yeah.
Seriously. So you're telling me you want Norm Duke on the show besides Bill O'Neill? I don't think so. Unbelievable.
I'm a little worried about the text message from Bill O'Neill. Like he's gonna like send me a message and be like, I'm never coming on the show again.
Yeah, your people voted for not me.
Right.
I voted for Bill. And he likes me.
All right. I'll tell you, I was very surprised by this.
You're surprised by everyone, it sounds like.
No. Just maybe one
field.
or two. The whole field. But I was very surprised by this one. Because I would have voted the other way. Anyway, with 21 tour titles, PBA Hall of Famer in 2020, Player of the Year in 2005, 2006, Rookie of the Year in 01, 11-time Team USA member, and $1.8 million in earnings. Tommy Jones is advancing over Chris Barnes.
He's got a stupid amount of achievements, by the way.
Why do you say that?
Because I wrote his stats. Like, it's ridiculous. I kept it up because it's literally.
Go ahead.
Well, fine then. See if I can read here. I won the 2019 Bowler Elite Series in Jupiter, Florida. 11-time and current member of Team USA. Silver medal in 2018 World Championship. Won the 2017 World Bowling Championship doubles with Chris Barnes, and he won the team gold medals. Earned silver in doubles, trios, and team events in 15 PABCON and the 2015 PABCON Championship. Won the 1999 USBC Open Championship all events title. Member of the Junior Team USA in '96, and returned to the Team USA Dream Team in 2008 after international play was opened up by professionals. It's a lot of stuff that I have no idea. He bowled the 300 game in the World 10-Pin Bowling Association Junior World Youth Games in Hong Kong. He was the first youth to ever do that. Won a gold medal in the doubles and teams, and silvers and trios and all events in the 2012 PABCON Championship. He won the silver in team and bronze in trios in 2016.
Pretty good.
Yeah, like this guy, he won a silver medal. He won in a team event. He won gold in something else, and a bronze in something else. Yeah,
he's doing all right.
Yeah, my mouth is getting dry from all of his achievements. But I don't think he has a major. It did not say he had a major,
right?
Which is interesting. He's got all those world achievements without a major. Guy just knows how to do it. And Bill even said that he would probably be the anchor on his 5-man Baker team.
Yes, that is true.
So this guy knows how to win.
He does. Yeah, but that rounds out your Elite Eight. That's it right there. Moving our bracket one step closer. So the voting will be opened up after the show for the next round, the final four.
Give us some time though, because we are bowling league.
Yeah,
right after it'll be open up after the show. Around 10 o'clock.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And then then we'll get to our champion soon enough.
You owe somebody an apology as well, don't you?
I do. So
Austin, cue violin music now.
So I got what's his name here? I got to bring up his name. Derek Kozlak, who follows us on Twitter, which I appreciate.
Thanks, Derek. We appreciate you.
Very nicely.
And he read the tweet.
Yeah, very nicely brought up the fact that we omitted one of the best bowlers of all time. He's a legend in his own right. And when last week I brought up the bracket and said that there weren't enough lefties on the current tour to fill out the bracket.
And you put Mike Scroggins in.
Put Mike Scroggins and Patrick Allen in the bracket. Derek brought up on Twitter. He said, let me bring up the tweet. First of all, he said, how is Jason Couch omitted from either the legends or the lefties? So I said, you're absolutely right. There's no excuse for the oversight on the lefties. You got us there. So 2 weeks ago, I win a Twitter battle, and immediately a week later, I lose one.
Are you saying this bracket is void?
No, because like if you look at the tweet thread, like 1 minute later, he says there's been a ton of talent over the years on any list of all timers and the like. There'll be some snubs and omissions, whether intended or not. So
Do you think he would have made it?
he was very nice about it.
Yeah, but do you think he would have made it?
Oh, he definitely deserves to be on the list.
No, but do you think he would have made it relatively far?
Oh, definitely. I mean, he definitely would have made it past
Mike Scroggins?
Graham Bach or Mike Scroggins or Rhino Page. Absolutely.
Graham Bach.
Graham Bach.
That's a great name.
Yeah, Jason Couch is a phenomenal lefty for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what did I just say? Graham Bach? I meant to say, wait, or did I say Jason Couch?
You said Jason Couch. He meant Jason Couch.
My mind just went sideways. I don't even know what I just said.
Your
But yeah,
mind is
Jason
always
Couch
sideways.
is phenomenal. He's a great bowler.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, that's our bracket. That's our, well, not our bracket, but that's our Elite Eight. So after the show, we'll have the form ready to go to vote for the Final Four, and then our finals, and then we'll have the champion announced. There it is. That's it. All right. So let's get into our topic of discussion today, which is practice with a purpose. What are you looking at? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm waiting for the slide thing.
I'm not doing that today. You know, get you all distracted. You giggle like a little schoolgirl.
I giggle anyways.
So I didn't want to do it. You know, so forget you.
Okay.
No, so we're talking about practice with a purpose. So, and basically, why we're talking about practice is last week we had mentioned we were talking about how to pick a bowling ball, right? And we had mentioned if you don't know what your bowling balls do, then our discussion of how to pick them was pointless. And how do you learn about what your bowling balls do? You actually have to kind of come in and practice with them and throw them every once in a while. So we said, let's talk about practice.
Talk about practice. Allen Iverson.
Okay. That one went over my head. I'm a bowler, so sorry.
A media person asked Allen Iverson, who played basketball, about practice. He says, "Man, we talk about practice? Like, we talk about practice? I don't come here to play practice. I come here to play the games." I don't know if he said that last part, but it would have been better. Anyways, continue.
That went straight over my head. I'm useless. I'm sorry. That joke landed.
People in the comments know Allen Iverson. We talk about practice. If you know, make sure you say in the comments, or else I won't bring anything up like that again.
All right. So anyway, basically, with practice with a purpose, what that means is you need to not just practice, but decide why you're practicing. And is it just to come in and throw some and keep your feel and keep your game the same way every time, or is it to actually make yourself better, update your game, or change something a little bit or a lot of it, or whatever? You have to have a plan. You have to have a reason why you're practicing, other than just coming in and throwing shots or throwing a score up.
So, like, you came in the other day and practiced. What were you practicing?
I was practicing my arm swing. I was
taking a video.
This week I did not.
Mm-hmm.
Other times I do.
Very good.
Yeah, because video has a very good feedback, because you can actually see things you don't notice or feel
without having a coach present.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so basically when you practice, you can change something in particular. You can test your equipment, like we talked about last week, or even lane conditions. So if you're close with the lane person or the proprietor, maybe they'll throw shots out for you so that you can test different lane patterns. But there's a lot of reasons to practice, and there's you should definitely be getting out and practicing to improve your game if that's what if you want to be a better bowler, right?
100% right. Just like anything, got to practice.
Yeah, you want to be a better basketball player, you better practice.
Talk to Allen Iverson about that one.
So, like, what do you do if you were practicing?
Okay, for me, I only really do 3, like we discussed earlier prior to the show. Usually, I will stand at the foul line and I do a foul line drill where I just release the ball onto the lane just to kind of work on my roll. maybe try to change something to make it different, to roll it different. Like if I'm on a shorter pattern, and there I am. Like if I'm on a shorter pattern, I can change my hand position, or just having trouble getting out of the ball, I can kind of focus on my release without having my lower body moving, so I can focus more on that one specific piece. And then the only other one I do is like a timing drill, where I take one step, and then after I do the one step, I migrate to the 2-step, and then after I migrate to that, I go to 3-step, then 4-step, then 5-step. And then I work my way back. And what that does is it helps me. I think that was my 4-step, because I dropped the ball fairly quickly, but that works on my timing, so I can kind of feel where I should be to keep the that fluid motion to the line without having any hitches, so everything just flows, glides like butter. So necessarily with those 2 drills there, I don't really worry about the results. And then the last one I work on is the 7. They call it the 7 arrow challenge. I just do it as a drill to make sure I can alter my speed, hand position, accuracy. I never have to go this far right. Some righties do, but they have to loft the gutter cap.
Left for righties.
Yeah. Sorry, it's confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, loft. I don't have to loft the gutter, but I have practiced it just because I want to complete the drill. Other than that, I usually don't go past the 6th or 5th arrow because that's unrealistic for me. But those are the 3 drills. But I'd have to break them down individually. But those are the 3 because they go together. The fouling drill helps me work on my release. The timing drill helps me work on my footwork, and then the 7 arrow drill kind of puts it all together, where you have to use the hand positions, but you also want to have that same timing, and then you also want to get the result at the end. The first 2, you don't have to worry about the result, but at the 7 arrow drill, you do. That's when the goal is to be result oriented versus, oh, how did that feel? What did I think? Okay, this is where I need to be. Oh, this didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Did I explain that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I think I heard it right. But something I noticed when I was cutting the videos, which I didn't get to put it in, but when you were doing the 4 and 5 step, which I don't know if you intended for it, but one of the videos you got to the line and you were kind of a little off balance and your foot twisted.
Yeah, I twisted on the 5-step one, I think. Yeah, I know.
What you do every once in a while, but then that last one that I showed, you were very
stable.
Stable, and you posted very nicely. So, that's probably something that you could be working. You do work on, and you
with my timing, with exactly. That drill. Because when I go off balance, I don't typically say, "Oh, that was good." That was not even off balance. I'm still on the shot, but my body was rotating versus going straight towards the target, so It can alter the path of the ball. So yes, you're right. But I mean, sometimes I twist a little bit, sometimes I don't. Depends on how you get there sometimes too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean.
But yeah, point being that the practicing can help you recognize things that you're doing and help you attack those different things that you maybe want to adjust or change or strengthen.
Yeah, exactly. And I fall everywhere we go, so my posting isn't the greatest.
Yeah, if you ever bowl with Anthony, you're guaranteed to see
at least
one slip and fall at the foul line, and it's not anything dainty. It is a massive show where
it's an earthquake.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
There is no slowdown. Like I just let my feet go out from underneath me, and I literally land. I did it at Nationals both years we've won. I did it the other day. I have a huge black and blue on my knee. It's like a guarantee. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
Austin, what drills are you usually working on when you go to practice?
Well, a lot of my drills are timing related because my timing is atrocious. The other is hand release. I really struggle with hand release because I've always hooked the ball a lot. So most of the time I'm way too aggressive through the ball. And recently I've just been working on being smoother through the ball so I don't have that hard breakdown lane and leave a bunch of 9 pins.
You can make 9 pins.
Yeah,
And
if anybody
sometimes
knows how Austin throws it, it is just, as Anthony would say, gnawing on chicken dinner.
Yeah, he gnaws on it like chicken dinner on every shot. But yeah, I think it's the same for a lot of guys. I think a lot of the higher up level guys, where your game is kind of pretty solid and you can compete with the better bowlers, I feel like you do less with the fundamental side and more, maybe not fundamental, but like you have like you only have a few select drills that you're doing because you know what your weaknesses are. And I feel as if most bowlers, myself, Austin, he just said it, his timing is bad sometimes.
That's not bad. It
No,
just
it's
needs work.
that's
It needs
his thing.
strengthening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So, and his hand release needs to be kind of like reinforced. You know, your better bowlers have maybe one or two drills to be like, oh, that's my weakness. Like, okay, that's what I need to work on.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm good. If I can play straight, you know, everything kind of falls into place. But if I have to move right, it feels like this happens and that happens, and then
Yeah,
you
like
know,
for me, there's two things that I've recognized in my game that have always been my hindrance. One is ball speed and deceleration. So on my downswing, I've always decelerated in my follow through.
Mhm.
And then two, because of my game, which is very classic, it's not it's not open shouldered.
you're more conventional.
Traditional. Yeah.
Yeah, traditional,
Yeah.
conventional. Yeah.
My hand position is around the ball rather than, kind of through the backside of the ball.
Ripping up on it like
Right.
new school kids do.
Right. So that's what I've been working on the last couple of weeks, is trying to get to that open position so that my hand can stay behind the ball and then roll over it rather than around it.
Right. So I guess it depends on what drill you're doing as to what you're really focusing on, right? Because
Right.
like I said before, like if you look at the two drills Austin just said, they're very similar to the same drills that I use. Not drills, because he didn't really say drills, but he says what he was working on. So I'm assuming we do very similar drills. So, you know, his drills aren't good, like they're not result oriented. Oh, well, I need to knock down 10 pins. So when you're practicing, the most important thing to know when you go into the bowling alley is I am not worried about my score. I'm
Right.
not looking at the scoreboard or whatever.
Don't even
turn the score on.
Right.
Leave it
Right.
off and just bowl and just say, okay, today I'm going to be at the line for 15 minutes or however long you want to do it. Work on it. Make sure you get it done right, and then not worry about the score. And then when you go do your timing drill or whatever you're doing, don't have the scores on again, because who cares what happens?
Right.
You're not necessarily looking for result. You're looking maybe to hit a target and to get all your timing down the right way and say, okay, that feels right, that feels wrong. But don't look at the result don't have a result-oriented drill until you're done practicing the fundamentals.
Yeah. And speaking of fundamentals, something that I think very few people do are actually practicing spares. And every single pin
Counts, man.
Every single pin counts in the game, but I'm talking about practicing every single pin on the lane for spares.
Like a 6 pin and an 8 pin and a 9 pin.
Literally everything. Because think about it, when you leave a washout, you need to know how to make a head pin. It sounds silly, but you need to actually know how to calculate how to make that washout every time, because people leave washouts.
Let me ask you a question. How do you make 1, 2, the 1, 2?
Yeah, so I use the 3-6-9 rule.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the 3-6-9 rule? This is something your dad taught me, actually.
Nope.
All right.
He never taught me that.
Okay. So
he tried. I just didn't listen.
So the 10 pin, I'll stand on the last dot to the left, right? Mm-hmm. Aim over the middle arrow, make a 10 pin. That's 0. Okay. Then if I leave a 6 pin, that's 3 to the right. A 3 pin is 3 more, or 6 to the right. From the last dot.
6 from the original spot.
Right.
Okay.
Head pin, 9 from the
9
last.
from the original dot.
Right.
From where you're standing for the 10 pin.
Right. Okay. 2 pin is what am I at? 12 from way over from the 10 pin dot that I originally threw a 10 pin at.
No. So are you?
By the way, this is all spare ball. This is how if I'm using a spare ball. Yes.
Everything's straight. Okay.
Yep. So now let's.
You go straight to the 2 pin
On a sport shot. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
on a challenge shot, not on a house shot. Sorry, this is all getting very confusing, but I do play them differently, or in competition.
Well, that's the thing. I think we got into a rabbit hole last week.
We did. Now we're getting to another rabbit hole.
Right. We don't want to get into a rabbit hole, but I think we have to do ball choices for certain conditions.
Yeah.
We're going to try and, we talked about it, specify a little bit more, because I was like, at the end of that podcast last week, I said, Kyle, I can get into a rabbit hole for hours about that stuff. And I felt like last week I was a little bit jumbled, but we were trying to put two things together. And I just, but
I can't, but this 3-6-9 rule doesn't work for me on a house shot because of the mountain in the middle. If I only move 9 for a certain pin or something, it might get caught up in the mountain and never make it sometimes.
Yeah.
Depending on, or it might hook too much.
I guess it depends on what I'm doing. I mean, like you said, you have to know how to shoot a washout, but I haven't really practiced the washout too much. I don't plan on making washouts, unfortunately. Sure. You're gonna need it eventually, but like,
it's something to think about. Like, you know, it's something that you keep in your mind. And the guy and the pros on tour, they actually
know how to make it.
Right, they have a calculation, and that it says, you know, and this is what I do when I'm in a tournament. I know where to stand for a washout. I know where to stand for X spare. You know what I mean? I may not make it every time. I'm just saying, if I leave a 1, 2, 10, I know that I'm standing on. I'm going to forget the board, but it's like
just make it up. Just make it up.
Well, it's 1 or 2 right of the second dot from the left, or something like that, and then I hit the middle arrow or miss it, whatever. But that's where I'm aiming every single time. Oh no, that's wrong. It was middle dot, whatever. But the point is, I know where I'm standing every time to make a washout, and because I have a spare ball that I make my spares with, and that's the point.
Right.
Because I practiced it.
So fundamentals. You always want to work on your fundamentals. A lot of the professional women's bowlers. You know, Shannon O'Keefe. I know Verity Crawley.
Oh my goodness.
They are drill.
If you ever follow any of these ladies on Instagram, all day long, every single day,
it's
all
like
they are doing.
It seems like for like the first hour of their practice session is drills, and that's
Forget
it.
about their practice session at home.
Oh yeah, they're on the couch. They're doing stuff on the couches. They're doing
down their hallway,
in the garages. Yeah. Their own garage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, good for them. Like that's something else to completely talk about too. Is
you can do drills at home. Absolutely,
drills at home. You can throw your ball into your couch cushions. Make sure that it's okay to do that, or set up a pile of. There's a couple of drills. One is you could kneel down on the floor, have a carpet down on the floor, put your hand in the ball, and just slide it on the carpet, and just get your hand and release it, and just get your hand in that position, and slide it on the carpet and release the ball. And then the other one is actually releasing the ball into a pile of pillows or into the couch cushions.
Something soft, people.
Right.
Something soft.
Break anything. But yeah, there are definitely drills to utilize at home.
Absolutely. You can do that and continue it at home. You can also work on your approach at home. I know my sister, Kyle's wife, watches the DLP, and she says she's been working on her approach. You can also work on your approach at home.
Right.
It's not just a thing where you have to do it at the bowling alley. You can work on it at home in a mirror or something like that. And I know she's been talking about. She has been working on it. She told my father.
She must do it in secrecy because
she's on the Downlane podcast while you're here, she's working on her game.
Wow, I'm impressed.
That's dedication. I mean, yeah. So there's a multitude of different drills.
The other thing is tools too. They're expensive, but they do make. It looks a little funny, but they do make these rubberized, rubberized tools to practice with.
That's an arm swing trainer to make sure you don't pull the ball through your swing. I use that on actually most average bowlers.
Sorry for those. If anybody downloads this on a podcast and you can't see the video, we're just. It's a very strange object. You may have to look it up.
It looks
on
like
YouTube.
A bowling pin, but I use it. Looks like a bowling pin. I use that for a lot of my customers actually, because most of my average bowlers, most of the guys who come in they do pull the ball through their swing,
right?
And it's like very noticeable. toss a spiral underhand, football underhand.
That's a really good
that's
drill. Yep.
Ron Williams, the Schenectady Community College coach right there.
Yep.
He helps a lot of kids out. Yeah, that's another good drill.
Ron, I don't know why all of your team are not tuned in right now. Thanks for nothing, Ron.
That's not nice.
It's not nice for what he's not doing. Just kidding. Love you,
He
Ron.
is. He's on the podcast.
Listen, all of his bowlers should be tuned in right now.
Well, maybe he's tuned in to help them for the practice session.
No, he's absolutely right. Putting a football in your hand and then throwing a spiral underhand is a really good drill.
That is the more the new game release. It's like a yo-yo. That's not really a yo-yo, but they want you to yo-yo it, they call it. They want you to come up on the ball. But, back to the drills. Two-handers. Do we have any two-handers in the building or on the computer?
I'm sure that we do. Jack Powell is on.
Jack Powell is on. And he actually, I was like, hey, Jack, hey, help me in a pinch, buddy. I need some drills. And he was like, oh, hey, yeah, I'll give you some drills that I use. And I was like, that's cool. But he also does a no-step drill just like the one-handers at the foul line. He helps it so he can create a better center of gravity so he can feel where he should be at the line so he's not falling over. And he also works on his hand position there. He also makes sure that he's coming out of it. He's not grabbing it or twisting it or lofting it. He can work on a few different things. He also does a timing drill for himself. He does it at his house. He does it here. I've seen him do it a few times. And then I know that he does a arm swing drill where he actually puts a towel under his arm. Because we all know I had a little experiment with two-handed, and I'm not done yet.
You're not giving up on it yet?
I'm not done with it yet. I'm still working on it. But I noticed that you have to keep it really tight.
Sorry.
To your body on that.
Put this bowling pin away.
Put it away. You have to keep it really tight to your body. So keeping that towel under your arm, believe it or not, I know how we talked about, today's game, the way bowling is going for one-handed, it's open up the shoulders, not necessarily come through with the shoulders, but you keep that shoulder back and accelerate through. But yeah, he does the towel drill. The one-handers, sometimes it'll fall out because you're opening your shoulders up, but the two-handers, you have to keep it tight to your body so the center of gravity doesn't fall off. So he does that.
That's one that I use for a lot of newer bowlers too, because a lot of newer bowlers that are inexperienced, you lose all of your leverage if your arm gets too far away from you.
Right.
Also, if you want to switch cameras real quick, I can actually do a quick demonstration. How's that sound?
Wow.
Yeah. So basically,
are you gonna do it two-handed or one-handed?
I'll just do one-handed because
I'll announce for you because you're not near the camera. So Kyle is currently putting together a dirty towel, and he's going to put it under his arm.
Yeah, so you just put it right under your armpit, and then you just go through your normal approach, and then you got to keep it under there the entire time, all the way until you release.
For the new bowlers, I guess that would be okay because you're trying to teach them to keep their arm in. But like you said, as you get more advanced, the arm swing heightens, the shoulders open, just because of the way the new game is, and it might be a little bit different. But yeah, that's a good one for the younger kids.
Would literally be all the way through your approach and everything. You keep it nice and tight, and that keeps your arm all right under your head as you release it.
But you have a very good swing until you changed it.
You don't think it's good anymore?
No, it's good. It's just you're not old school Kyle anymore. You're trying to be new school.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought you were going to come in with ripped jeans and Kanye West shoes on. Trying to be new school.
Wow.
But yeah, so those are some drills for there. I don't know if I explained did I explain the 7-arrow drill? I don't think I did.
I think, yeah, you did a little bit, yeah.
Did I? Well, you have to hit the first
arrow. Before you keep going, just drop some comments in, guys. Drop some questions in because we're starting to get to the end of the show here. But drop some questions in if you have any questions that we can answer before we get out of here because we only have a few minutes left before Anthony keeps blabbering on here.
I'm not going to blabber.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it quick. You start on the first arrow. You got to hit the first arrow to strike. This is the result-oriented one where you have to throw a strike after your other drills are done. But you start on the first arrow. You play a little straighter, ball speed up, a little more forward on the hand. Then you go to the second arrow, and then you move right with it a little bit. Then after you strike hitting the second arrow, then you go to the third arrow. Then you do the same thing. You have probably going to have to move on the lane a little bit, adjust your speed, adjust where your hand is, and you keep going through all the arrows until you finish. So that's going to That's a good drill, so you can learn how to change your ball speed, change your hand positions, change your axis tilt, how you're throwing it. It's something that's really beneficial to all bowlers because even when you go in a sport condition, you kind of have an idea of how you're going to change things. So,
and just as a real quick note, if you're playing up the boards or on the first arrow, you're going to be more up the back of the ball, and as you go into the lane and
more forward rolling, trying to roll it more off your hand versus spin it, I guess.
And then as you go into the lane, you're going to be more around the ball.
Probably a little bit slower ball speed, a little more around the ball.
Just so people know if they're trying to get a little bit better and if they're trying to accomplish that goal, that those are the techniques that they're going to have to adjust to as they go through those arrows.
Right, and that's what makes it a challenge, makes it a little bit more interesting. So,
and these are the things that the great ones do because that's what makes them great.
They can repeat it. They can repeat it, and that's
they can make those changes and do them every single time.
Yeah, exactly. That makes the difference. So,
yeah, Nick Taconia loves the hat.
It's the hats, man. Mitch even said, no matter what, the swing will never be as smooth as Anthony's new hat. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Everybody loves the hat. I don't know. I might have to make a new hat segment here.
Maybe a new one every week.
You know that little one that the monkey wears with a little hat and it's got the little string out of it with the fuzzies.
Yeah, like I forget what they call that thing.
Yeah,
but,
like Ramadan or something like that.
Got like the symbols.
Yeah. One of my employees was like, "If I get that hat, will you wear it?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Yeah, heck yeah, you will. Yeah.
So nice. That's for you, Jericho. Get me that hat. So Greg Clover's got a question. No, he doesn't really have a question.
I don't want to read that question.
Nope.
No, we're good with that.
No,
people can.
Jeez. There's really not that many questions out there.
Yeah, everybody knows everything this week. That's nice.
I mean, that's crazy. Here we go. This is a great show. I definitely will try and get my bowlers more involved. That's good, Ron. That's I appreciate that. So anything.
Just to throw this in there, I just did some research. That hat is called a fez. F-E-Z.
Oh yes, it is. It's called a fez. You're absolutely right.
I want a fez. If somebody wants to buy me a fez and send it to 2509 Western Avenue, Gilliland, New York 12084, I will wear that hat on the podcast.
Good move, Austin. Thanks for the research, dude. Nicely done. Do you think it's always where'd it go? It's always best to have a dedicated spare ball. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah, that was one of your go-to balls as far as a mandatory in your bag.
The most important bowling ball in your bag is your spare ball because everywhere you go, if it goes with you. If you're under a short pattern, if you're on a long pattern, if you're bowling outside in the concrete, you bring that ball with you because it's going to help you make your spares and keep you close to the cut. That is your most important ball. As a pro shop operator, if you don't have a spare ball, come see me and get one. Even if it's urethane.
Yeah, that's what I use. I use a urethane spare ball.
So do I. Mitch Young, who is your 5-man Baker team? Is it professionally?
Yeah, professional or buddies.
Okay, do you want me to go?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was reading Ron Williams' question. What does Stephanie think about the spare ball, Kyle? He must remember our conversation from last week because I think we must have talked about this last week post show that she does not use a spare ball.
Yeah, when you're good, you're good. When you know, you know.
She doesn't need one because she's just that good.
She's a Scaccia.
Yeah,
that's what she says to me. 5-man Baker team. I'm gonna take. I'm taking the real deal because I just like Bill. He's just a cool dude. I mean, I'm not gonna take Belmo. I'm just not gonna do it.
It's too easy.
Yeah, it is. I just like Billy O. Who else do I root for? I'll take Packy Han. Hey, there's our sister, right?
Wow, she's watching.
Packy Hanrahan. I mean, that's kind of hard. I don't know. I got two. Chris Prather.
Ooh, yeah. EJ?
No.
Not good enough right now?
No, I like Tommy Jones. He's cool. And I got to take Team Lefty Love, Jacob Butter. I think that's 5.
You're not going to take Lavoie, huh?
Nah. He doesn't rev it enough. He wins, but, I got Billy O.
Don't mind.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm going to take I'll also take Billy O. I'm going to take Dick Allen.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take Duke.
Mhm.
I'm going to take
Chris Prather.
Prather. Absolutely right. Thank you. And I think wait. Are we on the team? Are we part of the 5-man team? Or is it all pros?
I am a pro, so now I am on the team. I'm the sixth man. I'm the sixth man bench player.
Well, that's right. Actually, good point, Mitch. The Masters is coming up next week.
Can we answer Don? Don had a question up
Don,
there.
I didn't see it.
Should you practice by the hour or by game for better results? I think that if you know your pro shop guy or your proprietor, you could do by the hour.
Yeah.
It might be cheaper. It depends on where you are. By game's not bad either. I mean, it really depends when you're going to practice.
Yeah.
Whatever's cheaper for you, I guess, would be the better option.
I mean, immediately I wasn't even thinking about the dollars aspect of it. I was thinking, don't even hit start bowling on the screen.
That's why the per hour would be better.
Right. Yeah. But
the scores still count your games.
Right.
Down.
Yeah.
You don't really need to have the score.
I was just saying my mind wasn't going in the right direction. I don't know if that's the point. That was the point of his question, but yeah, that's a great point. Like, because it's hard to keep track. Like if you're trying to like, oh, okay, I only want to spend $25 today. Right. You got to make sure that you can also keep track.
You could prepay.
Yep. Good point.
$25 worth
if
you're
sure.
here. Yeah. Who's your pick to win the Masters?
I don't even. Did they bowl last year? I can't remember. Did they actually have a Masters last year?
I'm gonna take Packy Hanrahan. Packy Hanrahan.
Really?
Yeah, you got to be Team Lefty Love, and I think Butterf is doing really good.
He did win in 19,
but I just think that Packy Hanrahan is hot, and he's funny. So I kind of like his attitude.
There was no tournament last year.
Yeah, right. And Austin, you can pick one as well.
Yeah, Austin, get in on this. Belmonte
Butterf is the defending champion.
He is. Belmonte has just run the table on this thing. Wow.
I don't see it because it's a USB-C pattern. They're going to use Kegel machines. It's a little different than the professional side. So the Kegel machines apply the oil differently.
I'm gonna go with not a new pick, but just someone that has not won it but has just all the hand for it. I'm gonna say Chris Prather.
Okay.
Because it's all crankers. It's all crankers
my boy Mitch knows what he's talking about. I think Chris Vi is gonna win the Masters.
He is pretty good. I don't like his game. I'm just gonna be honest. I think it's kind of sloppy looking, but it's just he's good at it's good. It just doesn't look like Belmo, but he's really good at what he does.
Ron, who will score better tonight? I'm still working on my game. I think it is coming together, but Anthony will probably do better tonight.
What kind of question is that? Are you kidding me, Ron?
He knows I'm better. We've bowled together for like 20 years.
Better at what?
Bowling.
Whatever. I don't think so.
Ron, why wasn't I in there, man?
That's very true. Why wasn't Austin
because it wasn't a question. You were just above us, and then it was us.
I mean, he's right. Austin is probably going to score better than us. I got a bowl. I don't even know who I'm bowling tonight, but all I know is that I'm going to beat Kyle.
Right.
What else we got? Come on, people. I mean, geez. I mean,
it was just too good of a show that we answered all of their questions, Anthony. It's not a big deal.
I gotta find it, but we got an old question that Mitch asked that I answered in chat.
Okay, Stephanie, I did not throw your spare ball out. Dad told me to throw out.
Okay.
She wrote it in there.
But before we do go, just don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, share with your friends, click the alert button on the YouTube, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff.
What does that say?
I can't see it. Do you have any tips for making the switch to lefty? Just don't do it.
If you're gonna switch to left-handed, I don't know. That's kind of tough. If you've got, I think you said you had knee and wrist pain in there too, because I was looking earlier. I would say start with. I wouldn't say.
First of all, you're gonna have to drop down.
14 pounds.
A couple pounds, whatever you're using, drop down a couple of pounds.
just to learn how to throw it and get
Yep.
your approach right. Don't worry about the like we said. Don't worry about the results right
And
away.
do it after season, like go
Yeah.
over a summer.
Do not do it right now. Well,
Right.
I mean, it's the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I would say
Take the whole summer.
And the left is walled.
And as always,
What is up
the
with
left
everybody?
is
The left,
walled. I love it.
the
I love
right
it.
is just-
Hashtag the left is walled.
the left is walled just as much as the right. I can't stand when we're saying that.
All right, guys, it's time to go bowling. Thank you so much for watching the show. Like I said, catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you can't watch the show, don't forget, download it and listen on all of the major podcast outlets. If you'd like to make suggestions for show topics or ask us to review a ball or anything else, email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. That's downlanepod@gmail.com. You can also catch Anthony's review of the C9 lasers. Those are the Dexter's shoes.
C9 lasers.
Laser. On YouTube. Sorry, you didn't like that? Anyway, yeah, so he just reviewed them. Check it out on YouTube because it's a pretty sweet review.
Coming out with video.
What's that?
Coming out with video this week.
Who is?
Going to a tournament. We're going to a tournament.
We're going to a tournament in Connecticut, so we're going to do a little vlogging. I don't know why
we're going to try.
Like that.
We're going to try and vlog. We've never done it. We got a sweet microphone.
Kind of done it a little bit, but
yeah, but this one we're going to try and get some.
Wee bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so check out or be on the lookout for our tournament vlogging from this Sunday out in Connecticut. Connect Die Cut. Thank you to Austin, our producer, Jack Scaccia, proprietor of Town and Country Lanes. Anthony, good show today.
I thought you were going to thank me for helping you with your spine tilt.
And thank you for helping with my spine. Well, we'll see how it goes tonight, and then I'll thank you if I bowl well.
Okay.
Thank you to my family, Stephanie, Zach, and Ethan. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week. This is Down Lane Podcast.